It's Tuesday, the 6th of August, and welcome to the Edinburgh Fringe. Yes, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Look at Edinburgh. Well, listen to Edinburgh, that's what you're doing just now. It's with myself, Ewan Spence, and the Edinburgh Fringe Show. Really, could I sound any more like your stereotypical cheesy DJ? Yes, I could. Get that music down, fit it down, fit it down, fit it down. Yes, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and all of that welcome. Yes, the arts capital of the world in August is Edinburgh. For the 11 months of the rest of the year, it's still Edinburgh because people are thinking about it. Yay! More than 3,000 shows. Just one coming to you today in the podcast to give you that flavour of the Fringe. Nobody gets round all 3,000. If you can get up to 100, you are doing well, unless you review, in which case you really should be, let's see, hold on, 6 shows a day over, say, 21 days, 25 with the previews. That's a lot of shows. That's, what's that, 150? Really should have done that before I started recording. There we are, 150 shows. That's your target. I'm not going to get through 150 this year. More importantly, though, bit of a public health warning. It looks like it's going to be another sunny day at the Fringe. Certainly today on Tuesday, maybe through to Wednesday as well. So do get your Factor 50 on. More than half of the tickets at the Fringe are sold to locals. It's going to burn your skin. You're Scottish. Also, those of you who are Scottish will realise that at some point, all of this heat has taken all of the water at the Firth of Forth up into the air. And it's going to fall down at some point. And it's going to be very, very heavy rain. At some point over the next week, I'm expecting Edinburgh to be flooded out. So, if you've seen that before, you know what to expect. If not, be prepared. The weather can just turn from bright burning sunshine to let's douse all those flames very, very quickly. Just as you make sure to break in your shoes for all the hills and hikings that you have to do around the venues, make sure you're ready for the weather to change. You did break in the new shoes that you bought for Edinburgh, yeah? You wouldn't be mad just to buy new shoes and just start on day one. No, didn't think so. Right, today's interview, it's with comedian Finlay Christie, who has found success both on the stage as a stand-up comic and online through his YouTube channel and the various social networks that cascade off promoting a YouTube channel. And there's such a different measure of success. If you're selling 3,000 tickets at the Fringe, that's great. If you're only getting 3,000 views on YouTube, that's nice, but it's nothing to make a career out of. Finlay's managed to get a career that works in both areas, and it's a lovely topic of discussion. The show itself is called I Deserve This, and it sees the 19-year-old question the success that he's had online and offline as well, and how he balances the different comedic needs of those two fields. Finlay Christie, welcome to the show. Lots of numbers, lots of success. How are you feeling?
Good. I'm really excited about the Fringe this year. I'm feeling good.
So, second time at the Fringe, but you skipped last year.
I didn't do last year. I'm not one of these maniacs that can write a show every year.
Why not?
Maybe I'm lazy. Maybe I'm just. Maybe I don't know. I think. Yeah. I don't know. I sort of. I just need a bit more time with my bits. I feel like, it really takes about a year or a year and a half to get a bit from, the birth stage to kind of hone it until you're really, really happy with it. So, some people are very good at working on their bits quickly, but for me, it's stuff has to just come naturally over a long period of time.
Does that make you jealous? That you've got to really work at the material and others can apparently just go, boom, 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 there we go, there's another hour, thank you for the Perrier.
Well, I can always kind of console myself by saying, well, these people, they need to work harder on their bits. That they're the lazy ones. When really, it's my work ethic. People write in different ways, and I spend a lot of time sort of making videos and stuff as well. So, maybe I'm kind of envious of people who have big, heavy content output, because that's the name of the game at the moment. Just churn out as much stuff as possible. But maybe one day I'll reach that. I'm a feckless young person, so I get up. A lot of the time I get up at like 11:30 a.m. Maybe if my sleep schedule was in order, then I'd be able to do a show every year.
You bring up an interesting contrast there because you're on the socials, the YouTubes, the Hurdle Piles, the Instagrams, the TikToks of the current times, and they are such a fast turnover where something lasts a day if you're lucky and you get the occasional flyer, but most content is quite short-lived. Yet you're talking also about doing that against 2 years of writing a show. That's
Yeah.
that's a huge difference.
Yeah, I really enjoy that difference because there's a comedian called Andrew Mensah. He summed it up quite well for me. He said the content, the videos are the fast food, and the stand up is the Michelin star meal. They're both gratifying in different ways. You get a lot of satisfaction from just coming up with an idea that day and putting it out in the afternoon. You get the satisfaction of having completed something. A lot of the time, stand up's very punishing in the sense that you never really feel like you've finished anything until you've done the show, the full show. But then stand up is so much more satisfying when you do get it done, because you think, oh my God, all the work that's gone into this has made it, made the sense of satisfaction so much greater. So I enjoy both for very different reasons.
Yeah, there's a huge difference in numbers. If we look at your show that you brought to the Fringe 2 years ago, 100-seater theatre at best, you're going to sell 3,000 tickets, which is huge for the Fringe. But that show on YouTube is done 450,000-ish now.
Phew. I don't know. That sounds like way too much. But
Oh, sorry, I got up just before 11:30, managed to get one bit of research, and that was it. But again, it's two different spectrums. How does it feel as an artist where you've got a 3,000 success and a 450,000 success, and they're both the peak of that genre?
Putting stuff out online, you're very aware that people are looking at it in the context of thousands and thousands of other videos, and a lot of the time you won't really have made the same impression on them as if they've watched you do stand up for an hour. You're connecting with more people, but it's a weaker connection. 0.001% of the people who will watch your video will actually remember who you are. Whereas, stand up, you hold people's attention more. So even though it's less people, it feels like you just feel it more. Yeah.
Do you feel more vulnerable doing stand-up then?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. No, I feel way more vulnerable, I think, posting videos,
Why?
because first of all, the only feedback you get from stand-up, mostly apart, unless you get heckled, but is laughter. Whereas on social media, you're opening it up to, imagine gigging for 1 million people at once, and they can say whatever they want about about it, and you're witnessing that conversation as it happens. That makes me feel way more vulnerable. And also, I don't even know before posting the video if it's funny. Whereas every video is new material. Whereas stand up, I I've honed it, and I know the response that roughly that it's going to get.
Do you have two characters when you're approaching creating content, knowing that you need different styles for different spaces?
I That's interesting because I don't think I even feel like on stage I don't allow for many shades of grey. I always I mean I don't really write when I'm writing bits, I'm not thinking about them in terms of the hour. I'm thinking about them in terms of what I'm going to put online. So I don't really every bit I'm worried because my own attention span is so terrible. I'm worried about putting in too much nuance or too many shades of grey. So I always try and be as clear and as blunt as possible. I'm flattered that you said that it has some finesse to it, but honestly, I'm get bored of hearing myself talk if I try and make it too complex, um, or yeah, or too nuanced. I try and stand up teaches you to kind of to play to a broad cross section of people. The thing about I would say the thing you have to think about in terms of like nuance when you like comparing doing stand up to doing videos, I would say is that you're when you're making a video, you can be a lot more niche. You can talk about something. You can make an observation that only people who use the internet a lot will know. Or only you can use a term. You can use a term that not everyone will understand. I mean, I was trying to do a joke about Andrew Tate on stage yesterday, and people were looking around going, "What? Who's that?" And you just kind of remember, oh yeah, because if the only reference point you can make on stage that everyone's going to get is Harry Potter, whereas online, people know everything. Uh, so that kind of nuance. I find that can be more nuanced in videos compared to on stage.
Fascinating. What about those ideas then? You obviously are churning through countless ideas, and you've said there it takes you about 2 years to get the show. Is that because you feel the pressure to put something out every day? So ideas that other writers and comedians might go, right, I can sit on that and think about it for a month. You're like, nope, I'm going to use that now.
When I know it's going to appeal to everyone, young, old, international, well, not necessarily international, but when I know it's going to appeal to the average room, that's when I do it on stage. Whereas if I know that this is an observation that 30-40% of a room would get, then I'll do it online.
Does that mean that you've got more gold because you've got to filter out that stuff and put it online? The stuff, what I mean by that is like, if there's something that's borderline, others might try and workshop it where you're going, nope, I can use that for my online career. Don't need to worry about that at all.
Yeah. I think yes, I'm aware if I have an observation that only works in certain rooms, I just won't bother trying to make it work on stage. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. I guess whereas some people might go, oh, okay, I'll try and even if people don't necessarily aren't aware of the first observation, I can still try and convince them and explain it to them. But I just don't want to do that. There's no point to me. Why would they enjoy a joke about something they've never heard of before? So yeah, I'll just put it out online. I'll stick it out, and it will find its audience.
So the show this year, I Deserve This. Tell me about it.
A lot of it is about shame and privilege, which makes it sound a bit depressing. But basically, I talk about how young people, I think, use trauma or marginalization as kind of social currency, and how that leads to not feeling like you're allowed to have pride in certain things if you don't belong to certain groups. But a lot of people will say like I've been in conversation with young people that feel like kind of marginalization top trumps, where you'll say, oh, I wasn't really close with my dad growing up, and someone else would be like, "Oh, at least you had one," and then someone else would be like, "What's a dad? I was raised by wolves," and it's just I just feel like I'm really interested by how it's actually the bad stuff that we're proud of in our lives rather than the good stuff, and how that contrasts with the older generation.
What sort of contrast with the older generation then?
Well, I think older people are very proud of their achievements. If you look at like the Instagram bio of like an older person, they'll be like, a lot of the time they'll list they're a dentist, husband, father, whereas young people will put like, ADHD, plant-based. I just think it's a very different value system. And why do we treat trauma as as social currency, as something to be sort of, well, obviously we're open about it, which is great, but we use it as we're so proud of it.
Yet it's not something you would see on, in your words, an older person's Instagram bio. I'll just hide mine to the side there.
Yeah. Well, you might do. I mean, I just think it's interesting. I talk a lot about clout and what clout is and how you get it online. And it's a weird etiquette.
There are now, I would like to tell you, a generation of people who remember when Web 2.0 was a new phrase. Remember the Web 2.0 service called Clout.
I don't know. I don't even know what that
now
means.
I feel really, really old. Given that relationship with achievement, then, how will you know that you've had a good fringe?
If I'm happy with it, I think.
Simple as that.
Yeah, well, I think you have to strike a balance between what the audience like and what you like. I think comedians who generally just do everything that they do just for the audience are generally not my favorite comedians to watch. You kind of have to enjoy what you're doing. It has to be for you, otherwise the audience can see that you're just playing to them. So I can't fake doing material that I don't like. And I'll know by the end if I'm proud of the show, then I'll feel like I've had a good fringe.
So the show itself, remind us where people can go and see you.
So 10:40 p.m. Monkey Barrel. Every night except the 16th. And I'm looking forward to it.
And online, might as well do the other side of the equation as well.
Yeah, I'm at Finlay Comedy on the socials, and then my YouTube channel is just my name, Finlay Christie.
And we will have links to all of those directed to the ticket office for the physical world and directed to the YouTube channel socials and the link tree, which points to absolutely everything back on our website, edinburghfringe.thepodcastcorner.com. For now, Finlay, be proud of the show.
Thanks for having me.
Finlay Christie there with his show I Deserve This. It's on at Monkey Barrel Comedy, 10:40 p.m. in the evening, right through until August the 25th. As always, ticket links to the box office and to Finlay's website and socials, and in this case his YouTube channel most probably, back on our website. As always, edinburghfringe.thepodcastcorner.com. Right, I'll carry on. I'm going to go out there. I do have Factor 50. I've been burned before and it's not going to happen again. Fingers crossed. Tomorrow on the show, BB Cave is going to be joining us and bringing with her a dash of the golden age of Hollywood. Until then, enjoy Edinburgh. Don't let the sun burn you. It will rain soon. Give us the usual link, like, love, share, subscribes, and I will catch you today, tomorrow at the Fringe or beyond. Ta-ra for now. You've been listening to the Edinburgh Fringe Show, hosted by Ewan Spence, produced by Spence Media and Radio 6 International. Listen to more at edinburghfringe.thepodcastcorner.com.